I wanted to give a tool that totally changed my life to make any sort of jumps into new growth, new commitment feel so easy breezy. And I thought it was so genius, so brilliant. So hopefully I blow your mind here.
You are always attracting energy into your life. The question is, what can you be mindful about attracting? I'm Shannon Bills, mindset mentor, energy healer, and intuitive reader. And today, we're having mindfulness for breakfast.
Hello, it's me. Hi, guys. Hi. How are you, old friends? I missed you. It has been too long since we have chatted, and I am really excited to get back into my groove, being able to chat with you every single week. I think it has been 5-6-ish months since I've recorded any podcast episodes, and I have a good reason. I have spent 6-7 months building out the largest digital course I have ever created. It is what I am calling my firstborn. My new digital course called Shifts. I originally wanted to create a digital course that has every single tool that I offer. I wanted it all to live somewhere, and I wanted anyone and everyone to have access to my tools, because I know that not everybody can afford one-on-one coaching. Not everybody can afford group coaching. I wanted to offer something that houses every single idea, belief, technique. That way you can guide yourself on your own healing journey. And the reason that I called it Shifts is because, well, quite literally, you are shifting everything about your life, because we are taking it from the inside out approach, not the outside in approach. What this course really tackles is the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind rules the show here. Consciously, we're aware of where we're at right now. We are aware of our desires. Consciously, we might be desiring to be the lead of a new show. Consciously, we might be desiring to make $1 million, to start a business. That's wonderful, but guess what? Conscious mind is not dictating the show. Your subconscious mind is. And what's filled in your subconscious mind is all of these beliefs, ways of thinking, being, doing, acting from when you were a child. It's the subconscious mind that is holding you back. It's the subconscious mind that is holding that fear of failure, that fear of rejection, that imposter syndrome, that upper limit syndrome, that not enoughness energy. That is what dictates our reality. And so if we don't get our hands dirty in those beliefs, any other manifestation type classes or self-help books or coaches that you are going to, I call it you're putting flowers on top of a bed of weeds. It's not going to do the trick. It might make you feel good for a day, but it doesn't actually heal the root cause, and therefore it doesn't actually shift anything when you're not healing the root cause. So I'm here to shift that root for you, and I do it in a very fun, playful, exciting way through dozens of guided videos and different topics and tools and techniques. And there are hundreds of pages of workbooks with guided prompts to help you get to the root cause of why you operate the way you operate. And a lot of these tools are all about the personal embodiment of who you want to be. So many times we are focused on what we don't want. And that's why I'm always like, well, what do we want? And how do we embody that person? So this is my step-by-step course to get you to step into, make space for, align your energy with your highest self, your best self, your future self. And I am really excited that it is now in the world and in the hands of dozens of people at the moment, which is really cool. But I really do feel that this is going to be the course that so many creatives get their hands on. There is a book called The Artist's Way, and so many creatives read this book, and it is their way of reigniting that spark inside of them. But something that I really would hear from so many people is that they never finish the book. They never finish The Artist's Way. And I'm like, that's really odd. A book that is getting you to hold yourself accountable for your artistry, to reignite a spark in you. Like, why aren't you finishing it? That was always interesting to me. I've never read the book. I actually don't even know what it's fully about. I didn't want to get influenced by what that book is. I wanted this course to be my own way of thinking, being, doing. Similarly focused in terms of reigniting that spark in you, getting you to see that growth is fun and beautiful and tangible and doesn't need to feel like a chore. What I love about this course too is that none of the topics are long. Like, none of the videos are longer than 30 minutes max, maybe. There are some that are even 5-10 minute videos that are meant to completely shift your energy permanently. So anyways, this podcast episode isn't not me to be talking about the course the whole time, but it is me telling you, one, how proud I am. And I like to share that with you because I do feel that there are meant to be millions of creatives that get inside of it and learn more spiritual practices and learn how to get to the root cause in a more effective and permanent way in unlocking and releasing stuck energy and stopping harmful cycles that creatives get into, like comparison and doubt and shrinking themselves down and not stepping into their power. So anyways, why I have been MIA is because of that, because every single topic is intuitively channeled. Every single journal prompt is intuitively channeled. Every single meditation and healing, and gosh, there are dozens of them, is also intuitively channeled. I really allowed my higher self to be in the driver's seat and get her hands dirty in this and really intuitively channel what healing is going to be the most impactful, what prompts are going to give these creatives the most shifts. And so why this course took me literally 7 months to build is because I was channeling every day. I was planning out strategically what goes next, what thought should come next, what meditation should come next. And then I had to record it all. And there are so many videos in that course. So it was a labor of love that I'm so proud of, that I committed to. And I just knew after that course, I needed a little pause. I needed a little reset. I needed a time to just kind of be me and infuse those blank hours into my schedule and take a weekend to relax and chill, because for 7 months, every weekend I was working on the course. So anyways, I'm sure that won't be the last time you hear me talk about shifts, but that's why I'm late, guys. Here we are 10 minutes into this podcast, and I am giving you my explanation as to why it's been so long, old friend. But I come to you today with a really, really incredible idea, topic, message, theme. It was actually meant to be the theme that I wanted to record coming back from Christmas break. Originally, I thought there was a world I could work on my course and do podcasts at the same time. I very quickly learned that would not be the case, but this was going to be that episode because I know coming out of a Christmas break, a New Year's break, a holiday break, most people have that time off, they're traveling. It's really hard for people to get their energy back. It's also winter when we want to be more cozy, we want to be hermiting, we don't want to be taking this big extensive action, which is so funny because then you have New Year's and New Year, New Me energy, resolutions, all of these ads getting you to better yourself and jump right into your goals. And energetically, I just think that is so hard when our body changes just like the seasons and also honors the seasons we're in. And collectively, we were in this like cozy hermiting season. So it is hard to bounce back for most people. I actually read a statistic that 80% of New Year's resolutions are totally abandoned by February or March, which is insane. So at that point in time, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a really good episode to appeal to all the New Year's resolutioners out there, which not for nothing is probably my audience. You are all growth-minded people. But I wanted to give them a technique and a tool that totally changed my life to make any sort of jumps into new growth, new commitment feel so easy breezy. And that was supposed to be happening in January, but here we are in June, and now we're going to get the tool. But you know what, guys? I trust in divine timing, and here's why you need to hear this right now. Summer's coming, and I think summer is a time where we are all naturally wanting to just like chill out a little bit, because after the holidays, January until now, we do get into hustle mode. So I bet some of you right now are listening to this pretty burnt out and are ready for a summer vacation and are ready to have summer Fridays if that's something that you get to experience in your place of work. And it is a little bit harder to commit to goals, or maybe we fall off the wagon a little bit from goals. So this kind of applies to similar energy that I was intending to put out in January, but here we are in June. So what I'm about to mention today was introduced to me from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a guidance counselor at a school. And 2 years ago, I know you guys always hear me reference that sad girl summer, which was 2 summers ago now. I was totally in my feels, and I was like, I just don't see a way out. I feel like nothing's happening. And she turns to me in the car and says, have you heard of 212 degrees? Have you heard of that book or that method? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me everything. Well, guys, 212 degrees, if you are looking at this on YouTube, I'm holding up the book. The book is the tiniest little thing. I think it was quite literally $5 on Amazon. Before you rush to your phone right now to get it on Amazon, I don't really think you have to, because I'm going to be driving home the point. I mean, you absolutely can if you want to own it and obviously support other artists, authors, but it is a very tiny book. The book is the tiniest little thing ever, but every single page drives home the same point that I'm going to drive home to you guys today, and it's going to change your life. So my mother-in-law was telling me the concept of this book, which I'm going to get into in a second, but she was telling me that every single person at her school, I think she had a new principal that year, the principal gifted everybody this book. And he said, I want this to be the theme. I want this to be the theme of the staff at the school, and I want this to be the theme of the students at the school. And I thought it was so genius, so brilliant. So hopefully I blow your mind here. 212 degrees. So at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, water boils. When water boils, it produces steam. Steam is powerful enough to run engines. So this book suggests that we are all operating at 211 degrees right now. The 211 degrees water is really hot. And what that suggests is we're doing really good work right now. We're showing up for ourselves. We're getting out of bed every morning. We are feeding ourselves. We are showering ourselves. We're probably giving ourselves a little bit of time to rest. Maybe we're setting boundaries right now. Maybe we are getting our hands in something new and expansive. Maybe we are working really hard at a big goal. We're doing it. We are 211 degrees, people. We are hot water. And that is a really incredible thing. Because when we're thinking about goal setting, we tend to think in terms of extremes. It's like, I'm here and I don't want to be here. I want to be here. And it feels like where here is the top of a skyscraper. What this book is suggesting is we are 1 degree away from steam, from boiling, from that turning point, from getting to a place where we see the results that we want to see. So I wrote down some examples that this book gives about why this 1 degree is so important. So I'm going to read them to you. The difference between first and second place in a golf tournament is $10,000 to $1 million. For UFC or boxing, the difference is you're either the world champion and you get the belt, or you get nothing. At 33 degrees, water falls from the sky, making it a rainy day. At 32 degrees, children get to build snowmen and have a fun snow day. By making one extra mortgage payment a year on a 30-year mortgage, it is then cut to 22 years. By releasing a negative thought every day to replace it with a positive one, you then get 365 new positive thoughts a year. By adding an extra 15 minutes of mindfulness each day, that is the equivalent of 2 weeks each year. By making an extra contact each day, at the end of the year, you will have opened yourself up to over 365 additional doors. By eliminating 30 minutes of TV or phone time, you get 180 hours back a year for something more important, fun, or productive. Complaining once less a day chokes off 365 seeds of negativity a year. You get the point I'm driving home. So this book has a ton of different examples. And again, the book is called 212, The Extra Degree by Sam Parker. This is the current book that I am referencing in this podcast episode. It is suggesting that we're so close, right? And if we really just give in an extra 1% to our goals, the payoff is exponential. Hence these examples. And when I read this book, I started to think about where I can 212 my life. How can I 212 my body image? How can I 212 my eating habits? How can I 212 my workouts? How can I 212 my friend group? How can I 212 my phone time, my social media time? We're already doing 211, right? So we're doing such great work. We're already putting in so much effort. And what if that next goal for you is just 1 degree away? How can we 1 degree our life? For my friends, maybe I make an extra phone call this week to check in on a friend. Maybe it's I forgive faster. Maybe it's I put my phone down more often. Maybe it's 1 additional rep of bicep weights. Maybe it's getting up 5 minutes earlier every single day. Maybe you want to add more value of being a good friend or a good partner, and instead of at 211 being like, you got this, you're good, it's fine. Maybe the 212 is, hey, let's actually talk about this. I challenge you to think bigger. Maybe it's being less agreeable. Maybe it's being more of an expander for somebody. Maybe it's pausing and reflecting on what you're learning versus just jumping to the next thing. It's small, but it's big. You get what I'm saying? So whatever goal you have right now, starting summer, how can you just put 1 degree more effort into it? And what does 1 degree of effort look like if you were to do this in all areas of your life? So that is your breakfast item for today. And I hope that you find it as beneficial as I do, because over time, this creates massive amounts of change and transformation. It's just 1 degree away. So I'm going to leave you with a quote that's also in the book by a guy named George S. Patton. Courage is fear holding on a minute longer. Talk to you guys next week.